Hello, I'm Bluebird819 and welcome to another one of my Dragon Age Inquisition videos. Today we're going to be looking at the DLC The Descent, which is the DLC that was released today on the 11th of August, and I got home from work and downloaded the DLC, so this is my first look at it. First of all, you have to go to the War Room to travel to the area. With this piece of DLC, apparently we're going to be going back to the Dark Roads and fighting Darkspawn and meeting some new enemies as well. It looks like I've got an Inquisition point here to spend, so I should just get rid of that, and then we should progress with the DLC. The Deep Roads featured in Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2, and I'm glad they've actually included them in this game, even if it's just as part of DLC, because I don't think a Dragon Age game would be a Dragon Age game without Deep Roads and the Darkspawn. You need to be careful which characters you pick. I'm going to take Varric because he's been to the Deep Roads before, and it's going to be the kind of character that you want. I'm also going to take Iron Bull because there's going to be some big ogre alphas down there, and I'm going to take another mage with me because, as in all my Dragon Age videos, I've said all along, the fights are easier if you've got two mages who can cast barriers, heal people and revive people. So I'm also going to take Vivienne with me. The loading screen looks really cool, but not like the Deep Roads I've seen before. And here we go with the cutscene. Let's hope it's a good one.
Inquisitor, the workers are almost done building a lift to the Deep Roads. No Darkspawn trouble yet, but the earthquakes have been brutal.
I was told to meet a Shaper, Volta.
She's waiting below. You won't see an Orzammar dwarf on the surface. They have rules about that.
From your tone, I guess Orzammar isn't your favorite place.
I don't have an opinion. Cloud gazers like me aren't allowed in the city. The lift's ready for you. Try not to shift around, and keep back from the edge. It's a long way down.
Lowered into a hole. What an auspicious start.
We've been in worse places.
Perhaps you have, my dear.
This reminds me of a story.
Shocking.
It's about an impossibly handsome dwarf and his friend who got crowned King of the Nugs.
A Nug King? Really?
It's not as good as it sounds. Nugs mostly just shit on the floor and roll in it. Welcome to the Deep Roads.
So, the Deep Roads. Do you think there'll be tight spaces? Long hallways with low ceilings?
Possibly. Why?
I'm just hoping my horns fit.
As usual with the Dragon Age games, I ask as many questions as possible and go through as much dialogue as possible to get to, once you get higher levels, you can buy codex perks with your Inquisition perks, and some of them will give you extra XP and also backdated XP for codex that you've already unlocked, so it's worth finding out as much as possible with all the dialogue.
We record memories in Lyria to ensure they never fade. We must be meticulous in every detail.
How many dwarves have you lost?
More than we can count. The mining caste has suffered greatly. Our situation has worsened since we contacted Skyhold. The quakes collapsed this mine and shattered a seal, keeping the Darkspawn at bay. The Legion of the Dead hasn't been able to mend the broken seal, and we can't afford to lose any more lyrium.
I've read about the Legion of the Dead. Dwarves who fight Darkspawn in service to Orzammar. They commit their lives to the cause, and celebrate their own funerals before entering the deep roads.
No matter their sins in life, the Legion die noble deaths.
What will happen if we lose more lyrium mines?
The surface needs lyrium for all sorts of magic. The Inquisition more than most, I understand. And Orzammar's economy relies on the lyrium trade. Without it, there will be chaos above and below.
Orzammar deals with Darkspawn all the time. Why request the Inquisition's help?
The Legion isn't prepared for this level of disaster, and the Grey Wardens haven't answered our calls for aid. Any threat to the flow of lyrium requires immediate response. The Inquisition is the only force we can rely upon.
The Inquisition stands ready to aid Orzammar. Without a steady lyrium supply, things on the surface will get even worse.
Apologies for pushing you.
Aren't you a polite thing?
I fear the damage that tremor caused. Follow me to the Legion camp.
So first of all, I've got to follow this character down to the deep roads, or down the path to go towards the deep roads, and it looks alright so far. I thought they might have had some new herbs and things here, but it seems that they've only got spindleweed so far, so we'll wait and see what other herbs we can find as we're going through. So this guy is obviously the Ogre Alpha for the Giant Slayer achievement, so I believe all we've got to do is defeat him to get an achievement, which I think is also worth 60 gamer score. It doesn't look like he's going to be an easy battle to do. I don't seem to be dropping that much health off of him at the moment, but obviously with my two mages I can provide barriers. I also have some upgraded regeneration potions which give me a healing stat, so I'll probably start using those in a minute when my characters start to lose a bit of health. He seems quite tough. Wow, he is really tough. There's my 4 characters, my character and the 3 AIs, and there's also the little dwarven person who's fighting this ogre, and he's taken a lot of hits.
it's distracted! Strike now! It's not... It's on us! Now's the... time to attack! Now! While it's distracted! Strike now!
Quite some fighting later, and I've gotten down to probably about 20% of his health bar. He's not an easy enemy to defeat, but it's like I say, keep your enemies revived, keep them with barriers, and it seems he's immune to most of my attacks, but just keep attacking him anyway. At the end of the day, if I could fill up my Mark of the Rift power and generate a rift above his head, that would probably take him out instantly, or certainly take a big chunk of health off of him. So it doesn't look like it's going to go up very quickly before he dies anyway.
Strike now!
You have my gratitude.
Just returning the favor.
If the
What's this
overreach
floating in the
disappoints,
air?
The Legion must be overwhelmed. Let us hurry.
It looks like it's a bowl. I'm sure he smashed some crates from there, so I guess ceramic bowls don't smash when you smash wooden crates.
I will never get used to the stench of Darkspawn. They corrupt everything, even the air. That's the broken seal ahead. It is worse than I thought.
Get those charges to the tunnels! Someone prime the sight!
Probably the thing that I've missed most in this game compared to the other Dragon Age games is the Darkspawn. But there's an awful lot of them here, and it looks like I've got a meter to fill up. Again, with the battle, try and fill up your Mark of the Rift and just spam your teammates with barriers as much as possible. I can't imagine the Darkspawn are going to be immune to many of my attacks, but we'll soon find out. My Mark of the Rift is moving up quite quickly now, so I'm hoping that's going to be able to help me with this part of the DLC, because there seems to be an awful lot of Darkspawn here, and my Darkspawn meter is filling up very slowly, so I'm wondering if there's more to come still. Wow, that was a really nice slow-mo scene there. I've not actually seen much of that in the game before. Not doing fight scenes anyway. I'm going to try and get among my companions now because I have my healing skirt on, and hopefully they'll be able to benefit from that, because this is quite a tough battle and I must be nearly out of health potions now. My Mark of the Rift managed to dispose of quite a few of them. There's still a few stragglers, but my bar's still only halfway up, so I do wonder if there's more to come. We're getting down to the last few now, so let's hope there's no more.
That's got them on their heels! Keep it up! Charges!
Now, set the charges!
It looks like you have to go and interact with these two charges here, and then take cover. But I'm going to pick up these few bits and pieces first. It looks like there's also a camp nearby that I can set up at and possibly replenish my healing potions, which would be quite nice. The other achievements that are included in the game are for completing a mission at the expedition table, help Shaper Valletta discover the secret dwarven history and end the earthquakes threatening the surface. So I'm guessing it's going to be quite a quick piece of DLC, but it does look good so far, and it's quite nostalgic to be back down the deep roads with the Darkspawn.
Collapsing that seal bought us time. Blighters had the run of these tunnels for days. Now they have a roadblock.
How many deep roads are there? How deep do they go?
They'll take you from one side of Thedas to the other, if you have a death wish.
The roads once connected dwarven cities that were hundreds of miles apart. Then came the Darkspawn. Ren and I have been exploring this region, reclaiming it, but the work is slow.
Mark the map, fight an army. Mark the map, fall in a hole. And so on.
I get the impression you two have known each other a while.
Yeah. The Shaper had sent her to dig up some relics. Asked me to keep her out of trouble. That was 3 years ago.
You can quit any time.
Not when we still have things to fight about.
The Legion of the Dead has the Inquisition's full support.
That's the best news I've heard since the quakes began. Actually, the only good news.
Take cover!
You heard that, yes? The rhythm in the tremors? It's clearer, stronger, more insistent.
I hear it. Doesn't prove a thing.
These quakes are not a natural disaster. They're deliberate. There's an intelligence behind them.
As I've said in all my other previous videos and also earlier on in this video, ask as many or as few questions as you feel you need to, but with a lot of the questions that you ask, you'll unlock information that will be codex, and there's an Inquisition perk later on in the game for unlocking XP for unlocking certain kinds of codex. So if you unlock some of these codex now, it will backdate your XP for the codex that you've picked up before, and then that way you'll get a nice big chunk of XP when you pick that perk. So in my mind it's always worth asking questions. The DLC is worth a total of 25 game score, and I paid £12 for it in English money, which I think is about $15 US, or maybe 16.
What else can you tell me about them?
It's quite nostalgic being back in the deep roads in a game and fighting the Darkspawn, but I'm at the very beginning, so we'll see how long it lasts and how much it's actually worth the £11, but I'm a big Dragon Age fan, so I'm probably going to enjoy it anyway.
How is it you and Red hear a rhythm?
Our people have a strong connection to the stone. We feel it in a way topsiders cannot.
Shapers have great stone sense. And Volta's better than most. Never
I'm
gets
hoping
lost.
that I'm going to find some nice armour and weapons whilst I'm doing this. In all the previous Dragon Age games with the DLC and also the Deep Roads, there was an awful lot of good stuff to find, so I actually emptied my inventory out before I started playing the DLC. The DLC came out today on the 11th of August, and I'm about an hour in, but that's the only time I've got to play today, unfortunately. So I can't wait to get home from work tomorrow and play a little bit more. Once I've done that, I'll also upload another video tomorrow night, so you can see what it's like. But all these rumours of the achievements not unlocking and stuff like that, people are saying don't play it until the achievements show. My achievements still aren't showing in my achievements list, but when I actually drill down into the game and have a look at the game and the achievements I've unlocked in the game, where the little pictures are, I can see that I've unlocked the achievements there. I can see that it's added the locked achievements to my game score still. So if you've bought this DLC, get on and play it. You'll still unlock the achievements and it won't ruin your game. So it looks like we have unlocked 3 missions from starting this DLC, which are going to be in Deep Roads. Just in front of me now I can see that there's an expedition table, which is where you're going to get one of the other achievements, and it's just, apart from that, it's just like a normal camp. So I'm going to head off and go to bed shortly, and I'll produce another video for you about this DLC tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe.